some follow-ups here. We'll start with Janine and go to the left here.
Was there anything new about this fairing or anything new involving tourists and that could have led to this problem?
No, we have flown this fairing before.
Nora?
Any repercussions for the Glory mission, or is it too early to tell at this point?
I think it's probably too early to tell at this point.
There did seem to be some kind of power glitch before ignition. Could there be any connection?
Currently, that was on a separate system, so I don't believe at this time that there's any connection.
Okay, we're going to go now to NASA headquarters and take some questions from up there. I believe Seth Bornstein from Associated Press is first.
Yes, thank you for taking this. If I can ask a two-pronged question, one for John and one for Michael. For John, you said you've flown this fairing before with no problem. I know, what was it, 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 7 successes before this for tourists. Have you had any indication in any of your past flights, not just tourists, but any of your vehicles, of any problems with the fairing set before, or even in test flights? And for Michael, as you noted, there's flight spares. Can you give us a quick rundown on what do you have on the ground in terms of flight spares and what do you need?
Okay, the first part of the question, this is John Brunschweiler. In the past 10 years, we've flown a nearly perfect record, 56 out of 57 vehicles, and we have not had any issues with this fairing design in the past.
And regarding the question on flight spares, at this time we don't have, I don't know, I should say, a complete inventory of the flight spares or what we would need should we make the decision to rebuild an OCO.
And Seth has a follow-up, I think.
Okay, so yeah, just to follow up on John, I know you haven't had with this fairing design. I guess maybe my question was misinterpreted. Well, I wasn't clear enough. Have you had any with problems with any of your fairing designs in the past? Thank you.
Not that I know of. Like I said, we have a pretty robust record, so I'm not aware of any.
All right, we have another question from headquarters. I believe Tariq Malik from Space.com.
Hello, this is Tariq Malik from Space.com and thank you very much for making our call. My question, I have one and a follow-up. The first one is, I guess a repeat regarding the flight box for the Glory mission. The audio kind of cut out earlier on your answer. I was just curious, what, maybe for Mike or for Chuck, what you need to see from this mishap investigation that would give you confidence to put Tortex on for Glory later this year?
Well, I think what we need to do is come to a most probable cause for this failure, and we'll let the board, when it forms, run through its rigorous process and outbrief. We hope to have a most probable cause. Sometimes when you conduct boards, you get most likely, but our goal will be to find a root cause for the problem, and we won't fly a Glory until we have that data known to us.
All right, we have a question from Irene Kloth from Reuters.
Thanks very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me all right? I'm sorry, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, well, I guess we'll go ahead to any other questions they would like to answer. Any follow-ups here in the room? We're going to come back here to Vandenberg.
Timeline for the length of the investigation?
No, I can tell you that within the next 24 hours we'll name a chairman, and shortly after that board members will form. So we probably should let them at that point drive the schedule and the process.
Right here in the end.
Michael, you said the OCO might not fly again. This might be the last one.
I did not say that.
You indicated that it might possibly be the last one.
No. We are committed to advancing Earth system science in NASA, which involves measurements of many different variables in order to understand the processes which define the Earth as an integrated system. OCO was to make some important measurements of the carbon cycle related to the carbon cycle, carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and pathways between the atmosphere, the oceans, and the biosphere. There are other measurements which are related and other measurements which are complementary. What we're going to do is take a good, solid, and thoughtful look at how best to advance Earth system science in general, and with a focus on the carbon cycle as well. Given all the assets that we have available now and into the near future, and decide how it is best scientifically as well as for the nation to move forward.
Shadeen?
Can you say at all right now whether the nose cone partially came off? None of it came off? Do you have any kind of indication?
The initial indications is that it did not come off, even partially. But again, we haven't even started the investigation yet. We're just able to report what we observed.
All right, we'll go back to headquarters and try again for another question or two, and then we'll come back here. Okay, we're going to come back here and take another couple of questions, and then we'll conclude. Right down here at the end.
Ty Adronis, California Academy of Sciences again. Any idea in years how far this has set back the program to observe Earth?
That's an excellent question. I can tell you that it has been nearly 8 years, to develop OCO. To this point, many scientists and engineers are really throwing themselves into this endeavor. By the same token, in January, our international partners, the Japanese Space Agency, launched a satellite that makes complementary measurements of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, called GOSAT. Over that period of time, algorithms have been developed for other instruments that are presently on orbit that lend some information on carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So the science is advancing, our understanding is moving forward, and it is difficult at this time to put a precise time delay, if you will, on how quickly in the future we'll be able to realize the understanding that OCO would have given us had it succeeded.
And we'll take one last question here on the end.